Are we live? Hello.
So apparently we're now live.
Well, let's wait for some comments to come through. I think the chat's in slow mode.
It's definitely live.
So we're definitely live.
Okay.
Apologies, guys. We had some technical issues. We came down to the room and some of the stuff was unplugged, and then also missing. So we also had to try and find out where it was and get it all working again. Just a quick sound check as normal. Are we clear to you?
There we go. Yeah, it looks like they can see us. Or they're just spamming freedom.
Either way, we'll find out in a minute with when people find out if they can hear us.
Fire mod reach.
Yeah, fair enough. Still waiting for a sound check.
People spamming F2P or riot. Enjoy your riot.
Not necessarily. Yes, I think they can hear us. Okay, awesome, good. As you noticed today, Ash and Matt aren't with us, unfortunately. They are enjoying Easter early. We are here working hard in their place.
I would say working hard.
Well, working in their place. So we'll do without them for the time being. In the meantime, obviously we haven't done an update this week. This is because we don't want to launch an update on a Thursday, not be here Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, and find out there's a huge issue. Cheers, Paul. Find out there's a huge issue over the weekend and not be here to fix it. So we're going to move the Motherlode mine and any bug fixes to next week's update. So you basically get a week off, which I think is probably the first time we've done this in Old School. We've done an update every week, even if it's been a minor bug
I think
fix.
we missed. Well, I say we. I wasn't here, but you missed one during the last calendar year.
Yeah. So yeah. As is tradition, we've got an Ash and Matt K
Picture
tribute.
mug thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
tribute works better than picture mug.
tribute. So yeah, what I thought we'd do is I thought I'd take Matt's place and get some questions down from Twitter. These are all the people that have been asking the pressing questions of the day. So I thought, well, since we haven't got Ash and Matt, we can do these anyway because we can probably answer them for you. I can answer the technical side, and John can do the other technical side of it, I guess.
I'll just sit here and look pretty.
I know Matt's probably watching anyway, laughing at us, going, you needed my structure for this, but we can handle without Matt.
Actually, probably like the other 1,000 people he was watching, realised it wasn't working and left.
Yeah. So yeah, let's start with the question, shall we? At Highly Sin says, is it possible for RS to add new hairstyles, like the Kim Jong-un hairstyle?
Oh god, that joke got out of hand.
Yes, we can. Ash showed me how to do it. It's not pretty. I wouldn't really enjoy doing it, but if it's the comedy you want, we can certainly add a Kim Jong-un hairstyle and the any other hairstyles you really like. We're not limited by that. It's just not a very clean process, but if people did want them, we can certainly add more hairstyles in the future. I know there's a lot of people out there that quite like customizing their avatars and, spend quite a lot of time mixing outfits and finding the perfect cavalier to wear with your hairstyle, but, if that's what people want, then so be it. At Tom Wilson says, can we have a baby rock from My Big Arms Adventure as a pet, please?
That's a good one, I like that.
Ash, I think actually Ash made that quest. You might actually be quite grateful about having a pet for that. We can add pets. I don't particularly want to sort of overflow the game with pets, because obviously there's quite a few things we'd like to make as a pet. Baby rock, quite a nice idea. I quite like it. We'll see how it goes, but if we're going to do pets for every NPC in the game, then we're going to be adding not only a lot of NPCs, but you're going to find a lot of pets, and that's when you'll start having the summoning times 10 issue, which isn't nice. So
on the hairstyle, someone mentioned an afro. I'd like to offer you one as a clue scroll rewards that you can pardon me, that you can recolour.
Yeah,
its default will be ginger.
Goatee wig. Ren's 2007 RS says, will there be an Old School RuneScape RuneFest section in RuneFest 2014? I've still yet to meet you all in person.
I don't think RuneFest has been confirmed to be happening this year yet, but if it does, I'm sure we'll be making an appearance.
So I don't really know much about the RuneFest schedule. That's being done by somebody else. So we haven't ourselves as a team heard anything about RuneFest yet, but the moment we do, we will certainly try and push for an Old School RuneScape section like there was last year, and have our own little stage so we can do our talks to everybody else and just greet anybody who comes along, almost specifically for RuneScape Old School. Of which there wasn't a lot last year, but then that sort of thing happened quite last minute, and Old School RuneScape was rather new at that point. So we'll see. Hopefully there will be. If there is, awesome. We'll let you know. If not, we'll still be there anyway. So even if we don't have a specific little section at RuneFest, we'll still be at RuneFest representing Old School and RuneScape. So we can still stand around and chat to you as we would normally. So that's fine. Royal iPad says, will there ever be a way to change the game graphics by texture packs like in other games? Unfortunately, no. If you're referencing the HD update, that's not possible for us. That is possibly the most impossible thing for us to do, especially of all the things that has happened in RuneScape up to the current moment in time. That's the one thing we cannot ever do. The reason being there's just not enough of us to make that happen.
Yeah, it took 100 artists and developers over a year, I think, to develop HD.
We're 4 people with with very little rudimentary tools. We can't make things like that happen just for you like that. Unfortunately, no. For games like Minecraft, I think you can import graphics packs and you can sort of change the graphic settings, but I don't think we're not a really modded game, so that's probably not possible for us.
Yeah, creating a new texture for every single piece of scenery, environment, item, and all of their different modes as well would just take us a decade.
Imagine, even if we did get the support and we actually did get the assets, implementing them would take an infinite amount of time as well. So, we're piling time upon time. If we did get all the assets and we had every single texture that we needed, every single interface resized, I still imagine it would take us a fair few months to implement them. And then even then to just QA them afterwards to make sure there's no patches, you can't walk through walls.
Oh god,
So, it's a very big update and one we possibly can't do. So unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to get the ability to have HD or textures in Old School. But, we could probably get a full screen at some point, maybe.
Yeah, just a larger game window, effectively zoomed in.
Would be nice. Beyond Sam says, any plans on implementing a cheaper, separate payment option for Old School only? This is quite an interesting one, actually, because when we first started Old School, we did discuss the possibility of having a separate billing system for Old School, so anybody with Old School membership wouldn't be able to log into RS3 and vice versa. I think it was then decided that due to the amount of time that would take, it's much more efficient and just easier and cleaner for us to just merge the same memberships. That way you can play both games on the same subscription. I think it's possibly likely going to stay that way. I don't see us changing it anytime in the future. If it does need to change, we'll obviously let you know. I don't imagine it will come with a price increase. I think we're firm on the price now. That's something to be revised. I'm not going to say that we are, but I don't think we're going to get a separate payment option. Although if we did, it wouldn't be much of a problem. You just wouldn't be able to log into RS3 if you were a specific Old School player, or vice versa. This is quite an interesting name. Aya's Mars Bars, I think.
Good luck with that.
Says, when will you poll a new potion idea for Torstal? Samurai Brew suck to waste herbs on. That's probably something for you.
Yeah, there was a couple of ideas floated around. One of them was that you could just add a Torstol to super attack, super strength, and super defense to make a super combat potion. They still limited at 118, and they still went down all the time. They weren't always up there like overloads. I didn't mind the idea. Just let us know what you think, or if you've got any other ideas of what you'd like it to do, we can discuss it and stick it on a poll.
Yeah, I mean, Herblore is rather limited right now. I would like to sort of give Herblore a bit more of a boost up to 99 at least. Because at the moment, I think, what's the highest end pot you can make?
The one we just added, the extended anti-fire potion, which I think was 84. And then it's Barbarian Mix, which is 91, but no one really makes those.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of room for us to add more if we need to.
Yeah, people asking for overloads, just no. Being able to keep your stats at 125 constantly, we just made PVM ridiculously easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we can look into if we absolutely have to, and everybody's adamant that's what they want, but outside of that, I would like to find something to do with Torstals, maybe even a new herb entirely, maybe get some Dragon Claws as a secondary herb ingredient.
Yeah, the Wurgly potion that came in to make the crafting one, that's actually in our whip stream, but it's not called Wurgly. It had a weird first.
I want to find out what that is now, actually.
I can't remember what it was.
I didn't know that was there.
It's in the herb guide.
Slayophobia says, once we get an artist, which we've now got, he starts next week, would TDs be something that can be added after Corp? TDs can definitely be modelled. Whether or not they're added is down to you. I'm not going to say he's necessarily working on Corp first. I think I'm egging him to work on Corp first for my own, because I just want to see Corp, and I think a lot of people would as well. And that's something we can look at polling in the near future.
You just want to see the Corp.
I just want the visual Corp. That's enough for me. We've added a lot of bosses recently, so I think we're going to slow down on the bosses. Otherwise, we're going to be overflowing the games.
And the problem with always adding bosses is that you're going to want it to drop something, and it's generally something new, which are very difficult to balance. Adding too many all at once isn't great for old content.
Yeah, but TDs don't necessarily have to drop claws. People just want TDs because they would like to have the mechanics back of
They were nice
having to
mechanics.
prey switch and all of that. TDs were actually quite nice, graphically at least.
We give the dragon plate body.
Yeah, possibly. Agatis could do it. He does start next week. He will hopefully next week be on this couch with us, or somewhere on this couch.
Well, if not next week, the week after.
Yeah, but we do have an artist now. He's starting next week, so that means we can finally get some new models which aren't hacked together by me or Ash or anybody else who wants to try their hand at playing around with our hilariously outrageous model editor.
To be fair, you have done really well with some of the models that you've made.
I'm quite impressed with, considering I've never modelled anything in my life. I was playing around with it and I managed to make the trident for people.
I couldn't even use the
Castle
editor.
was
I
armour.
open it and I press the right click and it just spins round and round and round.
It's quite hard to get used to.
But I think you can drag and drop.
You can. It's quite. That's the only nice feature about it, as far as I'm concerned. RS Tenerife says, "Will there be another stream of several of you JMods singing?" Now, okay. The other night, Erin, who's Saber6, one of our other popular old school streamers, asked me to do a duet with her on live stream.
I think you lost.
I agreed. I didn't. It wasn't so much of a duet. It turned into a band almost, because my housemates who also work here, they're obviously Mod Oliver and Mod Jack Mod. They joined in as well. We started doing a rather intense singing session, singing actually anything that came to anybody's head, basically.
Is your phone ringing?
I think so. Doesn't matter. I think we might do another one. I know Raj joined in. He had a lot of fun. We got quite a lot of views on that stream, and we all made a complete idiot of ourselves. But that's all in the effort of community engagement and entertainment. Yeah, we can probably do another singing stream at some point. Not that I'm proud of it, but you know. Little Moa says, "Why do you think selfies aren't passing the poll?" Now you've got a thing against selfies.
I've got nothing against them. I just don't have anything for them either. I mean, there's no negative side effects to them at all.
I only think they're failing the poll purely because people. I don't think that it's really important to anybody. When I made it, I certainly didn't expect it to end up on a poll. I think Matt walked over to my desk and went, "I love that. We're putting it in a dev blog. Do you think you can have it ready for a poll? And if it passes, do you think you can make it?" At which point it was like, "Shit, I have to make it." So at that point, it went through into a poll. I don't think it's passing the poll, unfortunately.
Around 60%. I think.
Yeah. If people do want selfie cams, please go and vote for them. But
You know, I think the camera was fine. I think it was the game message that said hashtag. Just let me take a selfie.
that was just a debug mez that I put in to make sure it worked. It was just appropriate, but you know, I don't know why they're not passing the poll. It wasn't a serious suggestion at all on my part. I actually made it because a player suggested it to me. I just made their dream happen, I guess. But I don't know. We'll find out. Arasanero says, "Can we see an old school mini BTS where you all go out in public and do hashtag Jagex Science?" I'd like to do that.
Oh, that could be fun.
I want to get a monkfish, walk into Barclays or any other bank and say, "Can I put this in, please?"
Yeah, there are certain legal implications to some of
Or-
science.
Or ask a random passerby on the street to hold about 4 cannonballs for me and see if they can run around in the same way they would be able to do in RuneScape.
Oh, this is so where our budget's going.
Yeah, so we can do a Jagex Science. I'd like to do a Jagex Science somewhere around Cambridge. I know we've had various other people come in and do videoing for us, and we've run around in Cambridge, and the public have got involved and whatnot. So I'd like to be able to do one for Jagex Science.
On the note of a BTS, we've got a special one going out this weekend.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, it features all 4 of us. Make sure you watch it.
Yeah. It's basically how we operate as a team, the 4 of us, and how we make sure your ideas come into game, and just generally how we play around, really. But I'd like to do a Jagex Science BTS. I'll talk to Matt about that because I'd certainly like to be running around Cambridge Centre with cannonballs shouting, "Buying Santat" or something. See how it goes. Wiggled says, I think you should repoll the right click option for everyone in PvP. Now more people hybrid. Everyone wants to use a team cape. I actually don't remember us polling that. It's quite hard.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it on a poll.
I'm
I
assuming
don't
we
remember
did.
I don't know if it's even possible.
We have got some engine jobs in right now to reorder some of the click options depending on who your target is. That's quite a massive job.
Yeah, I know that one's in.
But I'm not sure. I think I would have to come back to this one because as far as I'm concerned, I don't think we polled it, and if we have polled it, I certainly don't remember it right now. We polled a lot of things over last year, so it failed at 74%, someone says. If it was 74%, obviously there was something that was really, really important to you all, enough for that many people to vote for it, but something really lacked in order to get it through. So I think I'll try and dig it out, and I'll try and find out what percentage it got, and really try and understand what about it people didn't enjoy that made them not vote the final 1% in. So I'll have a look at that one for you.
As long as that came from Wiggle, he's 126.
Maybe he has a hybrid pure. I don't know.
He took down skill specs. That was hilarious.
I don't know how to say this name, but Ammo Calcio, I think I did quite well with that one. 717 says, "Can you please do a 1,000 Dragon Imp jars on live stream?"
That is on Matt's list. I think he's planning to do a couple of thousand, like 3, 4, 5,000, because you can open them very quickly.
There's not an awful lot they give, so you might just see an awful lot.
No,
of...
they do. They're very generous. I opened 1,000, and the loot was worth about 120 mil.
Damn. Okay.
But they do cost 200k each.
Yeah. So we can give it a try. Yeah. Joey0929 says, "Is there a very vague ballpark estimate for when a quest will be created? What about a PDC quest?" Very vague ballpark is we did an offsite recently where we discussed what's important to us and the community over the next 6 months and when we need to focus our efforts. A quest did crop up in there, a quest that I put forward, and I pitched it to the team, my idea, how I'd like to go about it and what I'd like to implement alongside that and how we can incrementally do the steps in that quest. Everybody, I guess, likes the idea of it, but obviously we also did a poll which asked you what your priorities were, and a quest wasn't really high up on that priority list. If we were to do a quest this year, I would guess it would be in about quarter 3 or 4, which is the latter half of the year.
It'd be closer to the end of the year.
Yeah, that's when I imagine. If we were to do a quest, that's when I imagine it would be. Don't hold me to that. We might not end up doing a quest this year. It might be at the start of next year or even later on next year. But I would like to do a quest this year. I know Ash would. I think we all would like to do
I
one.
would as well, yeah.
It just entirely depends on what's important to you. If you don't want a quest before something else, we'll obviously have to do that first. But we'll see. I'd like to think we could do a quest this year, and it'll probably be later on in the year. Alex Campion says, "What made you guys choose RuneScape as your job? Was it the game itself?"
Well, for me it was. That's why I was hired. That's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I've been playing the game for 10 years. It's all right. It's a nice place to work.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing 9 years this year. I joined 4. I joined 4 years ago. I've been doing it ever since. I've worked on RuneScape solidly since then, doing bug abuse, bug tracking, and also content work as of I think September last year. So yeah, I think RuneScape was obviously an obvious choice for me. It's one of those games you play when you're growing up. Who doesn't want to work for their favourite company at that point? And then progress their options and career further from there. But
yeah, for Matt, I think his wife encouraged him to apply for a job here. He started off in customer support, player support.
Yeah, I worked as well.
And, yeah, he's worked his way through.
Ash did the same thing 9 years ago now. So
yeah, Ash overheard, I think, someone talking about RuneScape in a bar when he was at university.
It was actually Andrew he overheard.
Oh, it was Andrew. Yeah,
Andrew, very good friends. Yeah. So
it's just sort of progressed for Ash from there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so obviously we all joined because we played RuneScape, and who doesn't want to work for a games company and make awesome games and have their name next to an awesome product they've worked hard on. That's certainly what I looked for. I am Zero says, "More Slayer bosses. Every creature should have a boss form."
You see, I would love that, but would you want these bosses to actually drop something unique again? Because coming up with a load of items for just these 2 bosses to drop was quite difficult. I mean, certainly give you like a bigger Dust Devil and a huge Abyssal Demon that have slightly increased drop rates of their signature drops. Actually, the Dust Devil doesn't even have one.
Yeah, I think the Slayer bosses that we've done recently, which were the Kraken and the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil, were actually very, very successful in reviving a lot of life into Slayer. I think people liked to slow down in order to actually get more loot. So killing Cave Krakens is rather quick, but slowing down to kill the normal Kraken was a really, really big incentive for people to get back into Slayer.
Just want more jars of dirt.
They just want more jars of dirt.
That's the best thing I've come up with ever.
We can add more Slayer bosses. I'd like to be cautious of adding more bosses, but we can certainly add more Slayer bosses if people want. I'd like to add some sort of Necreal boss or Abyssal, Abyssal Demon.
Boss could be fun.
Abyssal Demon would be quite awesome, because I saw the concept for the Abyssal Demon on RS3, which that concept was drawn 2 years ago, and it looks awesome. I don't think it's in game yet, but if it's not in game, I might try and steal it, because it looks very, very good. And the last one, at One Lucky Duck RS says, "Nightmare Zone overflow chat, since the current one is almost always full." Yeah, we can add another one. There's no reason we can add as many as we like. I mean, there's nothing.
We do run the risk of the second one just becoming full.
Yeah,
it's just how it is.
There is no limit to the amount we can make. We can make 1 million of them if you really wanted us to. There's no restriction on us doing that. So, it just entirely depends on how many you actually need. I think we're probably likely to do a second one if you want one. If that one gets frequently filled up and there's no chance that anybody can get into either one, we'll probably look at making a third. But I don't want to add 3 or 4 chats to the list, and obviously then someone has to scroll down past 40 Nightmare Zone chats just to find the next one. That's not very nice, but yeah, we can add another one if people need it to. I guess we'll just take normal questions now because I'm out.
Yeah, we'll take a few normal questions. Don't know how we're doing for time.
Someone's laughing at Raj is laughing at the picture of Matt K. Actually, I think Matt suggested we use that picture.
Well, I asked Matt for a picture and he picked out that one. I don't know why he was drawn to that.
You could have picked a better picture, Matt, if you're watching. Right, let's just take normal questions, I guess.
Yes, when our bank tab's going to be put in, when Ash makes them, it's going to take him quite a few weeks. And it's going to take me quite a while to test them as well. So I wouldn't expect them next week or the week after, but we'll keep you up to date with the progress, show them off in next week's stream if Ash is made to start by then. And yeah, next.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at finishing off sentences.
I think with bank tabs, Ash has got the majority of the core functionality working right now. The graphics don't exist yet, but you can hop between tabs and you can store your bank, and everything does shift down quite nicely. And he's going to do some polishing work to that to make sure it works nicely, there's no bugs with it, obviously, and that there's nothing unexpected that will happen. At the same time, we've also got Motherload Mine in QA right now, which does free up some time for Ash to sort of work some more on bank tabs. I think he's taking all the bank tab stuff and I'm taking all the quality of life stuff to sort of divide so we don't cross over onto one another, so I'm leaving bank tabs alone while Ash deals with that. I imagine we won't have it next week, that's for sure. We more than likely won't have it the week after either. So I think you're looking at 2 to 3 weeks before you can have bank tabs. In that time, you'll get all the things that you voted for on the player in the quality of life poll, as well as the Motherload Mine.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I'll take the F2P question.
I was just about to say the exact same thing.
We would like to give you free to play. We're taking steps in the right direction towards giving you free to play, like eradicating the bots. Well, not eradicating the bots, but we could never completely eradicate bots. We also need to get a JAG or similar system in place, which we have a request in for, and we need to be able to deal with some of the nasty stuff that comes with it, like the scamming and that sort of stuff. We're heading in the right direction, and hopefully we can actually offer it to you at some point in the future. It's just we're not in a position to do it right now.
So as of right now, there's been a few very high-level meetings discussing free-to-play, and
It's news to me.
well, I think you really know about this. At least we've told you, if you've forgotten it already.
I wear headphones all day.
Yeah, there's been a few high-level meetings recently about free-to-play and what we can do to really start to push towards it, or what we can do to really find out what can we do to with free-to-play to see if it's actually worth doing. We've actually got another guy on the Old School team now, besides the artist. He's dedicated entirely to anti-cheating, so his job is to stop real-world trading, his job is to stop macros, his job is to stop hijackers, scamming. Anything to do with cheating is his job. Any bans that come out of Old School is done by him. You might have seen an increase in bans recently. That's all his work, trying to clear up the game, ready to free-to-play. If he doesn't clear up the game, we don't get free-to-play. So right now there's a really aggressive push to get the game set up, working, so we can get free-to-play out there. That does mean people need to start reporting a lot more bots. I know there's this controversy that reporting bots doesn't do anything. That really isn't true. It might take a while. 2 weeks later, you might see that count still on the high scores. That's not necessarily because we are not doing anything about it. That's because we're more examining the information coming from the report. We're checking out what's going on. A lot of the reports we get through are quite false. So we do need to sort of really make sure we're getting the right, we're targeting the right people. We're getting the right information from these people. We're updating the system to be as accurate as it can be. That's all down to him, and he's doing a very good job of doing so right now. So the more success he brings us as a team for anti-cheating, the more likely we are to get free-to-play. I know getting the support for free-to-play to make it actually happen is really trivial. That's just, I think, Mod Philip, who's head of engine, just flicks a button basically, and we get free-to-play worlds.
It's just things that come before that take the time.
Obviously, last year we did a 3-day trial, which I think unanimously we agree wasn't really enough. We didn't get anything conclusive from that. So I think we're going to do something a bit more extensive this time. Once we realise once we get to a position where free-to-play is actually possible. So right now, free-to-play is on the cards. It's just we're not going to throw free-to-play at you while there's still a problem. We know there is hijacking is a problem. There's no real two-step security to Old School, so we want to get that out of the way first before we start giving you free-to-play. But free-to-play is it's definitely something that we've explored, and we're not ignoring that. So keep your eyes peeled. Keep an eye on our forums as well as our front page, because we'll update you the moment we have any news about free-to-play. but right now I'm just leaving it in the hands of our anti-cheating guy, who's doing an awesome job of wiping out all the nefarious activity that's in the game.
And as you might have seen him on the forums, it is mod Weath.
Yeah.
Not mod Weath, as I made the mistake of saying to him.
Yeah, so we're working towards that, so we'll see what happens. Flappy Bird says Clan Wars blocks. I think we're going to look at polling Clan Wars very, very soon.
Yes, it's going to be in the near future because it's one that we can actually offer without much support from other teams.
That will be done by Ash, actually, because Ash wrote the original Clan Wars and he wants to do it again. He wants to sort of improve on his last revision. So
we actually wrote the original Clan Wars and then wrote the rewrite of the original Clan Wars as well.
So Ash can have that for you ready in no time. At the same time, I'll be working on something else, possibly Bounty Hunter, if people want that at the same time. So obviously Ash will be on Bounty Hunter. Ash will be on Clan Wars, me on Bounty Hunter, and that
I think Clue Scrolls will be
Clue Scrolls possibly
soon as well.
Clue Scrolls might be in there as well before that, which means you're going to have a lot of fun testing all three of those possibly.
With Clan Wars, I think we'll sort something out.
Yeah. So,
but Clue Scrolls, I'm looking forward to. If you've got any ideas for Clue Scroll rewards, I've got a thread open. It's stickied in the feedback and suggestions. Just stick something in there. We'll give it a read. We've got like 150 or so new items on my list at the minute.
Yeah. So, Clan Wars is possibly soon. We're looking at polling that in the very near future. We just need to sort of iron out the things we've got before that, such as the Motherlode Mine. And I think in the actual poll that we gave you about what are your priorities, the Clue Scrolls actually came up higher than Clan Wars. So in reality, we do need to look at Clan Wars after we've considered Clue Scrolls. But obviously, one job's bigger than the other. We can do both at the same time. So you might actually get them both at the same time, or Clan Wars might be slightly before or after, we don't know, but we'll have a look. Clan Wars is definitely on the poll options. Yeah,
well, the good thing about Clan Wars is that Ash can do it, so you can do Clue Scrolls.
Yeah.
We do want our artist, who does start next week, to be up to scratch. He's got to learn our tools, and needs to settle in. I think this will be one of his first big projects that he'll work on for us.
Yeah.
After Corp.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see that soon. Made GP says, give us Grand Exchange. We're going for all the big questions today.
We keep the answer short. We will we will offer you some kind of trading solution, or come up with one with some community ideas. There's a nice thread on Reddit at the minute that has a detailed explanation of a trading solution. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Grand Exchange. If you want the GE, we can probably give it to you. I think Mod Phillips said it was relatively simple for us to just implement it. If you want to take some aspects of the GE and not some of the others, we can probably do that as well. Or if you want something completely different, like an auction house, which I like the idea of.
Yeah. So there are a few things we need to sort of do mandatory to sort of keep the game stable. But I know we all agree that a trading solution needs to happen, whether that is the Grand Exchange with a few features added or removed, whether it's a trading house with some features from the Grand Exchange in it, or from various suggestions the community have. We are looking towards a trading solution. It was our #1 priority on our offsite. We did spend an entire hour dedicated to talking about it. I think we actually went over that hour because we had quite a lot of ideas about how to future-proof the game. Because obviously with a Grand Exchange we can secure loot share. With an auction house we can't secure loot share. So we have to sort of balance the two and make sure that if we do an auction house, how do we support loot share? So we were trying to future-proof the ideas that we were having to make sure that we didn't run into any roadblocks further down the road when we decide to actually do loot share or coin share. So we're always looking to sort of take feedback on from ideas and ways to elaborate the content that we're doing. So or trading solution, is definitely on the cards. Or something we'll look into very, very soon.
Yep. Right. Richie1990 asks, is there any way we can loot more than one clue at a time to save time during Slayer? If not, why? You can't. You can bounce 2 and do 2 at the same time, or 3, and then die like Sinmar did. But you can't technically do more than one clue at once. I don't know why it was written like that, but it does kind of make sense, and it was probably technical limitations at the time.
Yeah. I actually don't know why that is the case, to be honest, so I can't actually give you any
it's the way the variables track how many steps you've done.
That might actually be it, yeah. I think it's using rather rudimentary variables at that point, because they're very, very old, so the likelihood is they did have some sort of conflict where you'd overwrite one with the other, so you have to actually drop a clue scroll if you want to do another clue scroll, so something horrible like that. Ash will actually know the intimate details of that, because obviously he was here when they were originally written. I wasn't, so I haven't actually explored that because I've never needed to, so we can have a look.
Yeah. Peace asks, is account sharing actually a bannable offence? Account sharing is against the rules, and you will tot up black marks for doing it if you get caught, which you probably will. But I don't know where this whole mentality has come from, where if you do anything wrong, you should immediately get banned. We do have a black mark system and an offences system, and you accrue offences, and you will eventually get banned. You don't get permanently banned instantly for everything, unless you bot.
Or trade.
Or
or hijack or anything of the sort. Somebody said a minute ago, I forgot your name, sorry, it went off screen too quickly, if we could get an old interface from 2006. That's actually a JPEG, we can actually put that there. The problem with that is we don't have a clan tab, chat tab, so we are going to have to make some very basic modifications to allow for certain features that are currently in our client window, sorry, not to be on the new one, which is quite a mess. So we'll have to. Well, we can do it. We can do it on a toggle as well, I believe. If we can find a way of adding the additional buttons and other features to the old skin, then we can definitely do it for you in the future. I'd quite like to have that actually. I was watching a few PKing videos from 2006 and 7 originally, and I did quite like the interface. So
I did like it. It just looked a bit slapdash.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what makes it retro. Really, retro games are really booming these days. So I think we're taking advantage of it for us is, a good move.
Fair enough. Raj asks how JMods stay in such perfect shape. Well, you go to the gym quite a lot.
I go to the gym an awful lot. I gym 6 AM every morning. I work out quite rigorously.
Yeah, I just have a very strict diet of Chinese food.
Ash drinks tea and Matt eats gherkins, peanuts and salad.
Yeah, Matt has a very green lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's how, Raj. Is it possible to get the graphics 2011 and 10? No, it's not,
No.
Unfortunately. I think I covered that earlier.
Yeah.
That's impossible for us.
It is the one thing that we just couldn't do it.
Yeah, so unfortunately, no. Is there going to be Dragon Defenders by Soviet Burger?
I don't know what the problem is with the Rune Defender.
Some people really want it. I guess we can do it. I did post a concept not long back about the Keris. Somebody on Reddit suggested it. We can do it if people want it. I can introduce it the same way as before. It's a really, really trivial job. Not sure if laughing or yeah, we can add it. It depends if you want it. A lot of people say it would devalue the DFS, so we would have to work around the bonuses are there pretty quickly.
Anyone who thinks the Defender and the DFS are the same thing need to actually look at them. But yeah, it wouldn't devalue the DFS at all. I still don't see the problem with the Rune Defender.
Yeah. If people want it, we can look into it. So yeah. Actually, I think it's about time we showed off the Motherlode mine.
Yeah, well, do you want to go over there and set it
yeah,
up?
I will just
make it work. Sit here awkwardly until you wave me over.
Yeah.
Or you could just mute it. Bye. Alright, will Bounty Hunter be the one from 2008 or 2010? Yeah, Bounty Hunter, if we do offer it to you, it will be the one from 2008. The trouble will be offering it to you in a way that doesn't impact on the wilderness, which I can't see being very easy. So if you want it, we can give it to you, and you can just, decide if you want to use that or the wilderness or not. The problem with the 2008 one was that the Bounty Hunter system was designed when there was a trade limit in place, so the 3-minute penalties and that kind of thing. If it's going to be very popular or not, where you have to go in and wait 3 minutes if you kill someone to get hold of their stuff, or if you can just go to Edgefield, kill them, take it and leave, that's going to be up to you guys. Oh. Okay, I'll see you over there.
So I'm going to do the first part of this, and John's going to do the second half of this. So here we are in the Dwarven Mine. This is the one just directly underneath Falador. It's the same Dwarven Mine that you're always used to, but except for there's a small little alcove down here which leads you to the Motherlode Mine, which John will go through. I'm about to show off the outfit first. This is the new mining outfit. I'm going to take off everything but the actual outfit itself. This is a reward from the Motherlode Mine. It works in the exact same way as Lumberjack does, except for mining instead of woodcutting. You get a nice little helmet with some lights on. These are all placeholder names. These boots aren't actually the boots you're getting. I will need to model some of those. These are just Lumberjack boots that I've used for the time being, purely to just as a placeholder really. But here is the armour. This is what it looks like for females. On a male you don't actually wear a top, but I noticed that when you actually wear this top, females were quite buff, as in They look like they've been doing a lot of bench presses, so I had to change it very quickly. So yeah, this is basically the armor. Can you change your male character? Yeah, we can. I'll just change your male character very quickly, and we'll log back in and see what it look like. Let's have a look. Somebody's saying turn on RS. You have RS music on? Turn this off. God.
I don't use headphones on my development machine.
So yeah, here's what a male character looks like with the mining on, the mining outfit on. Yeah, that's about it basically. I took feedback for what it should look like colour-wise from the community. So they wanted it to look like this mining skill cape. So it looks like the mining skill cape.
What, the hat the same as well?
Yeah, that's about it really. It gives the same bonuses that Lumberjack does, only for mining. So yeah, you own this inside the Motherlode mine, which John's going to go with you now.
Okay. Right, the Motherlode mine is situated in it's an extension really to the Dwarven mines under Falador. The entrance is just over here. There's a nice little guard outside. He has some interesting conversation that I won't spoil for you. And here is the mine. It's a very large area, covers I think an entire map square if not more. It's made completely by Mod Ash, who would be showing you this right now if he was here today. Basically you mine the ore veins, you get pay dirt. And don't worry about the rates, they're all being balanced and there's a work in progress and they'll change before release, so if I get them a bit slowly, please don't panic. I think the area kit is based off of the Haunted Mine, just recoloured and touched up slightly, but I think it looks great. We've got little dwarf miners who also mine in the area with you. They can take the ore. And there are rock falls that will sometimes block you off if you land under them. They will take a small amount of damage, but the dwarves will help you get rid of those as well. And I'm getting this ore really slowly, so I'm just going to take what I've got. When you have your pay dirt, you're going to want to find your way into the middle, where you'll find Prospector Percy. I don't know if you were here when we changed his name yesterday.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
I thought it might be a bit of a shock
I
to
heard
you.
about the legal implications of what we called him.
Yeah, we couldn't call him Prospector Pete. But there he is. He's also got some very nice dialogue. But this is his machine. You will need to put your dirt in the hopper. And it's broken. It breaks every so often. You're going to want to get a hammer from one of these very handy crates nearby. And just repair the water wheels from behind. Players saying it's like living caverns. It's not quite. You can get either one ore or I think up to 10, between 1 and 10 from each vein. It's not like just clicking on a rock and going away for 15 minutes. The requirement to get in here is level 30, although you won't find it terribly useful until about level 50, level 60. Once you've repaired the machine, your pay dirt gets cleaned, it flows down the channel and lands in this sack. The sack will store up to 80 items before you need to empty it. And you get various ores depending on your level. I'm at 99. I didn't get any runite ore, which is good because I didn't have that many pay dirts. But again, this is still being balanced. You'll probably get a good amount of profit if you're mining here, but that's at the sacrifice of really good XP rates. You'll still be better off mining granite. This isn't designed to compete with the XP rates you'll get from granite, which is around 65k an hour at 99. There's a handy bank nearby as well, so you can bank all your stuffs. Just do that. Oh, the golden nuggets. You'll have a small chance of finding golden nuggets, and once you've got enough of those, you can trade Prospector Percy for your mining outfit, which I think we're actually going to rename to Prospector, as it was described in the dev blog.
So the names are currently a placeholder as well as the boots.
Yep, and this is still all a work in progress, apart from the area, which looks fine. Ash has even written a new track for the area, I think. I think that's a new one. I'm not sure. He's going to tell me off for that on Tuesday. But it's a nice track. All looks nice. Like I said, it's a huge area. What does the outfit add? It's a 2.5% mining boost when you're mining, but it doesn't affect XP give outs like quest rewards, stuff like that, just as Lumberjack does. Is this only going to be an old school? Yes, it's just an old school. Don't get those questions very often. Is pay dirt tradable? It's not. It's not bankable either, so you can't just bank loads of pay dirt, then come back one day and take a 4 million mining experience day record. Price for a piece, I'll show you the prices. It's 180 for the set, and these are the individual prices. Yeah, that looks like it. Looks like it's going to be an easy 99 smithing. No, I wouldn't mine here, to be honest, because I don't like mining. It's been a very painful few days. Is this Living Rock Caverns old school version? No, it's not. You can't just sit here and mine gold. It's not AFK at all. It wasn't the best example that you could just sit there and get 6 ores from one rock. It's between, I think, 1 in 10 of the numbers. Let's have a look. Mine it faster. Mine it faster. XP rates at the minute, they're still being balanced. I don't have that many in mind of what they're going to be, but they won't compete with what you're getting from granite at the higher levels. Do you need the full set to get the XP boost? No, each piece gives you a small boost, like 0.4, 0.6, I think then the other two are 0.5 each. If you get the whole set, you get a 0.5 bonus, adding up to 2.5. What happens with the golden nuggets after you have a full set? Ash and I were discussing adding like a soft clay pack that you can spend extras on, but we haven't decided on anything yet. If you've got any other ideas, let us know. You can get runites, you just don't get very much. The XP will be okay, but it won't, like I said, compete with granite. That seems to be enough questions. Yes, okay, should we call it a day?
Yeah, let's jump back over. Actually, we're actually... Awesome. Because we're actually at 6 o'clock now, but because we started late, we're going to go for a few more minutes, sort of make up for the epic technical failure that we had at the start, while John coughs up a lung. that's what smoking does to you. No, we're going to stay here for a little bit, but
sorry, I spent too much time testing thermonuclear smoke devil, and it's affected my health.
But we'll take a few more questions very quickly, and then we'll call it a night. But let's see what's come through, really, basically.
The rings need updates from Ancient Fish. You need to be a little bit more specific than that. Venus asks, what can I do if I forget my recovery questions? Talk to customer support, I don't know.
Yeah, customer support will be the way to go. Smoking Kills quest. Now we've given you the Slayer Master and the Slayer Helm and a Slayer Cave. I think the quest is rather redundant now, so I don't really see much need for it to exist, really. I think I'd rather do a different quest.
Oh, there you go. Sana, I missed the name, but they asked, will the mining helmet be a light source? It's got lights on it, so I think it should be. I don't know if it is at the minute.
I haven't touched any code for it, so we can make it a light source.
I think it should be.
Much like the Dwarven mining helmet.
Yes.
Are you able to? Is there a chance of being able to catch implings with your hands? Yes, I would like to do that. Hunter does need a bit of an extension.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind finishing Hunter one of these days, and I'm not going chins.
Yeah, we can add that. So we'll look for that. We'll sort that one out in the future because that's a rather quick option to do, really. So yeah, we can do that.
Solo Faris asks, will removing more worlds be polled? We did offer you it with the wilderness rejuvenation, and it didn't pass. I can't see any reason to offer it again. Not at this current time, anyway.
Livey2s keeps asking me about my Titanfall add-on to RuneScape that I was working on. I had a bit of free time one Friday afternoon, so I started working on a Titanfall version of RuneScape. I called it Titan Brawl, where I just imported the models of the Iron Titan from the Whip archive into my test stream. So I played around with an idea that I had for a mini game, just playing around in the test stream as you usually do. The idea was you went in, you then had a cranked effect on you, where every 4 seconds you'd lose 5 hit points. Every player you killed, you'd gain 20 hit points. Every random NPC you killed, you gained 2 hit points. So obviously keep yourself boosting, keep your life points up. You obviously gained points for every person you killed at the same time, and you could exchange those points to call in drop-ins, ordnance. One of those could be a Titan, where you run around as an Iron Titan, basically like Titanfall. You call in a Titan, you have epic strength, epic power, you run around beating the crap out of things. That's as far as I got. It was just a small idea I was working on purely because I had an afternoon to play around with something. So I played around with that idea. It wasn't serious. If people do actually want that idea, we can certainly look at implementing it in the future. But you know, it wasn't anything serious. But that was the idea I had. That's as far as I got. I didn't actually get anything out of that. But yeah, that's all it was.
Can you repoll the God Wars pets? I think we will be offering a slightly different version of God Wars pets at some point in the future with a couple of other pets thrown in, like Dagonoth Prime. I'd love to have a little Prime following me, calling me God.
We'll take one more question and then we'll move on. So let's see what's coming up.
Let's make it a good question, guys.
What we got?
Barrow's Dirty Uncle.
We're not doing a Barrow's Dirty Uncle. Jad Slayer task, please. Actually, we'll take this one because this one seems to be the only thing coming up right now. Yes, I would like to have. I would like to have an extension upon the already brand new extension to Slayer, where you can have a Slayer Master or even an existing Slayer Master that will assign you bosses in game currently. We could actually do it as a shop add-on where you spend maybe 300 points on unlocking bosses. So, instead of having an Avian-Z task, you might want to kill Kriara. Instead of goblins, you might want to kill. I know Grador is an Org, but instead of goblins, you could kill Bandos, demons for Grill and whatnot. So we could look for doing an upgrade like that. I'd like to do an upgrade like that. I guess with cow fights as well, you could do an upgrade specifically for Cow Fight Queen. We could add the Tokar creatures in and have Jad, but not Tokar, Tizar, yeah. So I'd like to do a little bolt-on like that. That'll probably come later, considering we have only just finished, the recent Slayer bolt-on that we did, which we polled last year and only finished recently. So yeah, I guess that's quite what I'd like to do anyway. If anybody has any additional ideas, please do send them to us, because a lot of the ideas that we did put in game actually came from the community. So keeping that flow going is rather nice.
Yes, right. I think we'll wrap it up there.
Yep.
You can follow us on Twitter to keep up to date with what we do. I'm at JagXJohnC. That's at JagXReach, and the other two don't matter. It's at JagXAsh and at JagXMattK, and you can follow the Old School Twitter at Old School RS.
Yeah.
And I'm running out of things to say.
Next week we'll be back as normal. Hopefully there'll be 4 or even 5 of us next week, trying to cram ourselves onto this already very small and broken couch. So yeah, I guess.
Guest stream. There's a guest stream tomorrow. I have no idea who it is, but I'm sure it's someone awesome. And there are also some of your favourite streamers from Old School. We've given them a little something special that gives out Easter eggs, so be sure to keep an eye out for those over the weekend. I think you're streaming on Sunday.
Yes, I'm streaming on Sunday at 10 PM our time, so that's BST, because we're not in GMT anymore, we're in BST time now. So that's 10 PM English time. I'm going to be giving out 1,000 Easter eggs to whoever's around me, basically. Much in the similar way to Matt did last night, although I'm going to spice it up a little bit and sort of really play around.
Level 55 Wilderness.
Yeah, could do level 55 Wilderness. Could even do Providence and see who can find a no clip to get in there. But
one will though. just two.
That's part of the challenge. But yes, so I guess keep an eye out for that, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. There was one more thing. Someone asking when we're going to get a bigger couch. They're building us an entirely new suite for streaming. It's just over there. That means nothing to you lot.
No.
So I have no idea why I did it, but at least it looks like I poked you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be ready within the next month.
They soundproofed it, but I blew an air horn in there and everybody complained at me because they could hear it. So it's like it's not very soundproof right now.
Yeah, but an air horn is different to 4 guys sitting on a sofa talking to a camera.
Then this room is soundproof by that logic.
No, it's not, because I can still hear people next door.
Anyway, we're going to call it a night.
Yes.
See you later, take care, and we'll see everybody else soon.